All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Ferndale Project, and they're out of Ferndale, Michigan, and this is their yard sale. So they're calling this one a triple New England IPA that is brewed and double dry hopped with Citra, Mackinac and Waimea hops. It comes in at 10% alcohol by volume. No IBUs. Listen, time of review. This can is just over 5 weeks old. And I want to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Jeff hooked me up with, and he sent me 4 different Ferndale Project beers, 3 of which I already reviewed. They were all New England double IPAs, and honestly, they were all pretty delicious to varying degrees. This is the 4th and final beer from that beer mail, and I saved the triple New England IPA for last because I want to see what they do with it. Plus, triples can last. In my experience, triple IPAs, you drink them, 5, 6 weeks old. They're usually quite delicious and right in the wheelhouse for what I'm looking for. Now, when it comes to triple IPAs, if you follow the channel, you know I look for 2 things. Number 1, sweetness level. I don't want it to be too sweet. There has to be some kind of dryness or bitterness to balance it out. A lot of these can be cloying, 10+%, the malt you're using and whatnot. Like, it can get a bit much, and a lot of times I just want to split these with another person, maybe even 2. And then the other thing is the booze. I don't mind booze in like big barrel-aged, imperial stouts and a bunch of different styles. But when it comes to hop forward beers, I don't love how the booze plays with like the hop forward character. So I don't mind if I taste a little booze, but I just don't want it to be overly boozy. So I'm hoping this is not overly sweet and overly boozy. I guess we'll see. Let's find out. So Mackinac hops, I cannot think off the top of my head if I've ever had that hop. I'm going to say probably not. And if so, certainly not in conjunction with Citra and Waimea. That's an interesting hop combo, and I'm here for it. So let's give this a pour. And yeah, that's looking like straight up juice. Looking like a lot of different, hazy IPAs that you see. Triple IPAs anyway. Do something like that. Oh, is that going to be a beautiful pour? Oh, that's going to be a beautiful pour. The artwork, very just simple, simplistic. Yeah, that looks absolutely beautiful in the glass. That looks like apricot juice or something. It has a deeper, darker kind of like honey orange color. Maybe a little bit of like an oxidized look in person. On camera, probably not. It's just going to probably look like a really deep, dark orange. Has about just over a finger, maybe a finger and a half of this really tightly compact head. The color of it is like an off-white into a very light tan, super creamy looking. Looks beautiful in the glass. I mean, that's a picture perfect to me kind of triple IPA. Oh, okay. Wow. Sweet. Like, maybe my mind is telling me to say this based on what it looks like, but the nose to me screams creamy, over-ripened papaya, honeydew, mango. That's kind of what I'm getting. Tropical stone fruit. And it's sweeter, but like not crazy sweet. It just has that sweet, creamy kind of fleshy fruit vibe. Maybe a little bit of like a tangerine. Yeah, like a sharp, like citrus zest to some degree. There's a touch of like a pine, a floral kind of character as well. Slight dankness, but I'd say more pine and floral. Wow. What I like about it is now that I'm starting to kind of get into the nose, it doesn't smell crazy sweet, which is nice. I love that fleshy, creamy kind of fruit character. To me, it's more screaming papaya and honeydew. And I love those. Like, papaya is really good when it's ripe and like in the perfect state. If it's a little underripened or mostly overripened, you get like a little trashy kind of feel to it. But papaya, when it's done right, it's delicious. Honeydew, I love. Yeah, maybe even like a white grape, maybe the Waimea. It has like this zesty kind of sharp kind of, I don't want to say bitterness, but there's just like there's sharpness to a fruit. And that's why I said orange and maybe a zest of like tangerine, more like in the citrus zest realm, right? But maybe it's white grape or like, dare I say, gooseberry. Yeah, this smells pretty fucking awesome, just being honest. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jeff. Really nice. And I'll tell you right now, right off the first rip, the sweetness, held in check. The booziness, held in check. So this is going to get pluses in my book from not being overly sweet and not overly boozy. right from the get-go. That said, the nose was definitely better. Let's go back in for the body and mouthfeel. Buying this was like lower side of full, maybe medium full, 10% triple IPA, I think is appropriate. The mouthfeel, it has a touch over mild bitterness. So we'll say right between like mild and moderate. It's really smooth and creamy and pretty soft on the palate. I'll tell you right now, body's appropriate, mouthfeel's really, really nice. And it hides the alcohol and the sweetness quite well, very balanced. Here's the problem. Like the taste, there isn't like the nose was just like, yeah. The taste in terms of the flavor, it's not to me as like bombastic or boisterous or intense. And it's stopping this beer for me in my own mind getting a crazy fucking high score because you have the body, the mouthfeel, the sweetness, and the booziness all locked up. Really good score for me for all of those characteristics, all those attributes. But the taste is the one thing that matters the most, and it's not as great as the nose was. So it's a little disappointing from that aspect. That said, it's still really nice. I'm getting more citrus now in the taste. It's sweeter orange and tangerine, ruby red grapefruit. It's sweeter citrus fruit at the forefront for me. And then right after that, there's that zesty kind of sharp citrus note. As it passes through, I get hints and nuances of that honeydew melon, the papaya, the mango, the creamy, fleshy fruits. But I want it reversed. I wanted those fruits at the beginning, very intense, and then the citrus, but it's the opposite way around. And then about halfway through the palate, there is this slight pine, but more of like a floral, almost green sensation that this finish is semi-dry with a mild bitterness, maybe semi to full-on dry, because again, this is not too sweet. There's a little bit of like a bready kind of malt sweetness on this one, underlying. But in general, like a lot of these 10% triple IPAs can be too sweet. This is not. There's enough dryness and a little bit of bitterness to kind of stop it from being cloying and just over the top. I'm starting to feel a warming in the chest, but nothing on the palate. Man, I'll tell you right now, if this taste was akin to the nose, if the flavor profile matched the aroma profile, this would without question be in the like 4.7 range for me, 4.8, like in that realm. That's how impressed I am with the body and the mouthfeel and the fact they're hiding the booze and the sweetness to some degree. I'm gonna have to knock it down quite a bit though, because I just don't feel that what I'm getting flavor-wise matches up with everything else. It's not the total package Lex Luger. It's not the total package. But it could have been if the taste just carried over. I don't know what the Mackinac hops are bringing to the table. I need to try more beers with them if they exist. Maybe it's kind of like Michigan Copper, where you don't see a lot of breweries use it. Maybe Mackinac. I imagine Mackinac is a Michigan hop. You know, Mackinac. You have the Mackinac Maple Mackinac Fudge from KBS. I think is it a city or something? Somebody in Michigan correct me or tell me exactly what Mackinac is. But I do know that I'm pretty sure I never had this hop. And if I have, it's like 1 or 2 beers and I don't remember them. So I want to try more with them. But at the end of the day, like this is still a really good beer. There's no complaints from me for this beer other than I just want a little bit more flavor. And I want the flavor to be exactly what I was experiencing in the nose, because I'll tell you right now, I would give this a 4.75 out of 5 if the flavor would have carried over from the aroma. Since it didn't, I'm gonna have to knock it down probably like almost a half point. It's still really good. So yard sale, triple New England IPA from Ferndale. I guess, I'm gonna give this a high 4.25. I'll go 4.3 out of 5. That's where this is gonna land. Why am I giving a 4.3? Again, this got knocked down 0.4 rating because this would have been a 0.45, I guess. I would have gave this, if the nose carried over, a 4.75, which is fucking phenomenal. One of the best triple IPAs I've ever had. The flavor just doesn't match the aroma, and the aroma was absolutely amazing, so I have to knock it down. That said, I'm sitting here apologizing and being like, oh, if this is still 4.3 out of 5, which is an awesome score. It just needs more flavor to be, a top tier, amazing, world-class triple IPA. So, so 4.3 out of 5 for this beer. Price point availability. I think Jeff said he paid $19 a 4-pack delivered to his home from Ferndale. Jeff, was that the same for the triple, or is the triple a little bit more, maybe like $20, $21? Let me know, post in the comment section, or anybody in Michigan who can get their hands on Ferndale stuff, post in the comment section. Let me know, what you pay typically for a triple IPA from Ferndale. And the availability, I'm pretty sure it's brewery only, and again, if you live in Michigan, you can get them delivered to your house, but I don't think these just show up randomly on shelves at local bottle shops. I could be wrong. If so, somebody, again, correct me, because I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. You guys know this. I say so much stuff that's incorrect in reviews that, like, every week I have to post a note in the description box being like, oh, I said this about a beer and I'm totally wrong. Why? I'm just a random dude on YouTube doing beer reviews. I have fun with it, but I am not the guy you come to for, like, information. Like, I always ask folks out there, correct me if I'm wrong, because more often than not I am. So this might be $25 a 4-pack. I don't know. Maybe you can get these locally all over Michigan on the shelves of bottle shops. I have no idea. So again, I always ask this at the end. If people know the availability, the price point on these, please post in the comment section to help me out. So huge thanks to Jeff for this beer. Again, I'm really impressed that it hides the alcohol. It hides the sweetness, balances it out, does a good job with that. The body and mouthfeel are spectacular. Just need a little bit more flavor. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. This is the last Ferndale Project beer for the time being. Maybe down the line, Jeff will send me some more. And I'll tell you right now, I'd love to try more because they were pretty much 4 for 4. All of the beers got a 4.25 to like a 4.5. That's how good they were. They're just really well-made haze in Michigan. And I had 3 New England double IPAs and 1 New England triple IPA, and they're all pretty damn delicious to varying degrees. To the next one. Cheers.